Defend yourself against DDoS attacks by hiding your true IP address with ExpressVPN, and visit my custom link expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster in the description to find out how you can get an extra 3 months free. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another GTA Online video here on the channel. Now, if you still play GTA Online on the PS4 or Xbox One consoles, I'm afraid I might be bringing you some bad news today, because Rockstar might be closing up shop for updates on those last generation systems. And I know this has been a talking point ever since the release of the Series X and PS5 versions of GTA 5, but there really has never been more signs pointing to this being the case than there are right now. And I know a lot of people still play on the old consoles that might be saying, oh, but Ghillie, tons of people still play on these consoles. It would be stupid for them to drop support for them. And the console market still sucks. I can't even find a next-gen console even. Well, let me just go over the facts because the facts really tell the whole story here. Let's first talk about history and patterns. The Xbox One and PS4 versions of GTA 5 released in November of 2014, November 18th of 2014 to be exact. And at that time, the 360 and PS3 were still being supported with updates. It wasn't until July 8th of 2015 where the PS3 and 360 saw their final DLC, the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. And this was exactly 232 days from the release of the next-gen version to the dropped update support of the last-gen systems, which is less than a year. And this is another very important piece of information to take into account. By November of 2015, the PS4 had sold just over 30 million units. And that's by November, which is a few months after they stopped updating the PS3 and 360, to give you an estimate of player counts and user base on the new systems at the time they abandoned the old ones. Now let's compare that to the current situation. The Xbox Series and PS5 versions of GTA 5 dropped on March 15th, 2022. And by the time the next DLC drops, probably in the end of July, it will be an estimated 497 days, using July 25th, 2023 as the DLC date, from the release of the game to when I think the final DLC for Xbox One and PS4 is going to be. That's already way more time than last gen was being supported, and that makes sense. The next gen systems did struggle to take off because of the pandemic, so it makes sense that they would support them much longer. However, currently, that doesn't seem to be the case as much with these systems, because according to this article from Games Radar published just a few days ago, the PS5 has sold 38.5 million units to date, which is a good margin over the amount of PS4 units sold when Rockstar stopped updating the PS3 and 360 versions. So the user base is there on the new platforms to where they would probably feel confident enough switching over without affecting sales too much. And realistically, they want people on those next-gen versions. They don't want people playing the last-gen versions because they don't have GTA Plus on them. And they've already been supporting the Xbox One and PS4 much longer than they did the PS3 and 360 before dropping them. On top of all this, we also have what they wrote in the Newswire a few weeks ago. We will share more details on this as well as other fine-tuning efforts and service updates soon. The service updates part kind of sounds to me like they will be announcing the stoppage of updates on those last-gen systems. And just outside of logistics and player count numbers, the game on those last-gen consoles just runs like dog shit. This is footage from 2020 you're seeing right here, and I think I've seen more frames per second in an art gallery than the game running right now. Most of the time, it's below 20 FPS, chugging along, but there are also hitches, problems with the world rendering in. You could just tell the game is reaching a breaking point, and since then, it's only gotten worse, I can imagine. Another thing that I believe ties into this is the PC version. PC still doesn't have the next-gen improvements or content, despite there being many references to it in the game files on PC. Essentially, there's just placeholders for when they finally decide to release it on PC. So what I think is going to happen is whenever Rockstar decides to drop last gen, they're going to release Expanded and Enhanced or the content from Expanded and Enhanced on the PC around the same time and just move on from there. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% certain that it's going to happen and the final update for last gen is going to be this summer. I would say there is a good chance of that being the case, though, given everything I've gone over today. And if you do play on last gen still, I would probably be expecting this kind of announcement to happen soon. I also want to clarify, when I say drop support, I don't mean like shut down the online component of the game. That's not going to happen for a long time. I mean just they're going to stop getting updates. So you're still going to be able to play online, just you won't get the current updates that the next gen gets. And if you are already on the next gen systems, this should be good news for you because it means they can dedicate more resources to updates tailored specifically to the new systems and PC without having to worry about the limitations of the old systems. And from it, we might get potentially bigger updates. Probably unlikely though, just because we all know what's on the greater horizon. I can imagine from a development perspective, it's probably a huge pain in the ass to have to worry about the limitations of the old systems too. Anyways, that is going to wrap up this video. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. How much longer do you believe Rockstar will be updating last gen before moving on to only next gen and PC? If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.